He. Oh, wait, is it? Huh. Okay. Don Quixote loudly and obnoxiously flips through the newspaper in her hands while throwing in a few insightful chuckles. Huh? Unfortunately, I now know exactly what. And. She will continue to try to draw my attention until I acknowledge her at the most appropriate moment. Okay, Don Quixote, fine. What is it? Oh, Manager Esquire. Dost thou know that the city's upstart companies, such as one Limbus Company, must always pay close heed to the ever-changing world around us? Heed thee hither. Read thy newspaper, Manager Esquire, and do keep thyself up to date on the events of the city. As Marisol and I, Don Quixote, do her every morrow. But just go along with it, why don't you? I'm pretty sure she's talking about Marisol and one of his morning routines. You know, the one with the newspaper. What routine is that? Hello, how's it going, Don Quixote? Nice to meet you. Aha, the newspaper routine, where he wakes up before the crack of dawn, parks himself on a chair, folds one leg over the other at an exact 90-degree figure 4-leg lock position, and uses the morning newspaper. That. I guess it left an impression on her. Betcha she'll be back on to her usual self in a week or so. Hearken unto me. Art thou paying attention? Yep. Totally. So what's new? What? Did an article mention us or something? Uh-huh. How didst thou know? Wait, really? Forsooth. Feast thy eyes on page 3. Though 'tis quite regrettable that we were robbed of the chance to be on the front page. Huh? Page 3? We're really starting to put our names out there, huh? Don Quixote and Rhodia, the two sinners guaranteed to draw the full attention of whichever space they inhabit, were speaking. It was only a matter of time before the other sinners began crowding around us, curious about the commotion. A dramatic conclusion to the mysterious disappearance at T Corp. Shocking. The perpetrators to this mysterious case has been revealed to be none other than the prestigious Edgar family, appalling the general public. Well, I don't think we need to hear that part. What does that say? With small assistance from some wondering bystanders who happened to be lost in the area, and with the most admirable heroics of the T Corp Class 3 collection staff on the scene. Hey, what's up, Landerzel? How's it going, bro? Thanks for stopping by so late. I just kind of wanted to straighten my gameplay. Hmm. Wandering bystanders, is it? Perchance that particular denomination refers to us? Bystanders? You're treating us like we were barely there? Oh, nice. What chapter are you on now? Last time I remember you were on like 750 something. You should be on like 900 something now, right? Oh, shit. Look at this shit. I got it right. Got it right. Oh, shit. He's already a demigod in 972 chapter? God damn. I remember you said the chapters were short, but I didn't think it was like that short. Holy shit. Oh, come on. Those time collectors weren't even there. What can he do as a demigod at this point? This is within expected range of behavior for the news media. Well, there may be those who seek to interview us after reading this very article, perhaps? Okay. You know what? I might just find the Chinese version because most likely they'll have audio books on it. I can just listen to it when I do work, you know? Yeah, I'm sure they'll have a grand old time looking for wandering bystanders for an interview. Very descriptive. Yeah, like I can tell from the first few episodes where he was telling jokes that was very like ingrained in Chinese culture, especially the internet. I can tell like, you know, it's really relatable for me since I go to Billy, I go to like Tiebot, all these like internet congregations of gamers of all sorts, you know? So those jokes were good. The translation just was not good. Like Chinese has a ton of memes. So I bet that's gonna become more and more prominent as the story goes on. I don't know how the translation of it is, but if it made you laugh, it's probably pretty good. Doubt anyone will pay us much attention, Don Quixote. Better not set yourself up for disappointment. And oh really? Damn. Mm-hmm. If that's there, you know, it might be the closest thing we'll have in the West. You know what I mean? Until the author decided to have it like officially translated. We were standing there for a good moment in a big group, chattering about the article, when someone slowly but smoothly walked between us. Oh, who the fuck is this? Excuse me. Are you Limbus Company employees by any chance? I mean that's a tall order, so I think that's a tall fucking order, bro. You fellows are, because like so like if you, I don't know if you follow light novel historian on Twitter. He made a couple of tweets about the show being having Mandarin dub as the main language, and there was a lot of pushback on that shit. That thread was so long, and a lot of replies were extremely ignorant. I'm sure you're already aware of the reason for our visit. Oh, welcome thee here. Long and hard have I awaited thy arrival. Yeah, I think some words you kind of have to. There's no direct translation. Like if you say Tao is path or road, then it kind of takes away a lot of mysticism. Well, you know, regarding the word, the definition, and its concept. You know what I mean? So like you kind of have to import DAO or TAO. Yeah, exactly. You don't get the full context. No, no. From whence shall we begin? Oh, he thinks he's being interviewed. Whoa. Is she actually here to interview us? No way. Don Quixote wasn't just losing her mind and nothing? So I hope as more like Chinese anime being broadly available in the West, that we're gonna have words imported over. And the West start making, mean jokes about it too. I think that's when things really get into the mainstream, when people start making mean jokes about it. Yeah, because the very concept of it is not just a path. It's part of it, right? Like you need to know where you're going with your leveling, or I'll just call it leveling, right? And it's also about your resolve, your future, how you want to grow. So the path is like encompassing of like everything on this road or this path. I was not told that any interview would be taking place. Uh-oh. Yeah. I mean, like some of the even older Chinese, like sort of coming. Oh my god. It could be a 4-word sentence for Chinese, but it'll be like a 12-word sentence for us. My, where did Verge go at a time like this? Now, where'd I put that leftover hair gel from Heath Makeover? It is. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think Ace is leaving us, or I mean, leaving the scene because he's got a lot of work to do, and for real life. So do people not like? Actually, I think she puts notes on a separate link, right? Or a separate track. Sorry. Verily, I shan't rightly take all credit for what we have accomplished here. Will you be making your tax payment in installments? Uh-oh. What? Huh? Huh. Oh, okay, okay, cool, cool. So you watch it with the notes first, and then watch it with the subs? Okay, we were clearly not on the same page here. We're tax collectors from T Corp's Time Collection Agency. Currently on a mission, collect your overdue time tax. Those ilks are never bringers of good tidings, indeed. Hmm. Yeah. Chinese poetry is complicated too, because it could be saying something, but it really meant something else, and that something else could be very, not close to the words that they're using to describe. Wait, time tax? No, that doesn't make any sense. We already paid our time tax in full when we went through the T Corp. That's the immigration process, Virgilius said. A few days ago, aboard yeah, Mephistopheles. Jesus, I can't read. Are you sure we don't need to pick up a timepiece for each of us to carry? You probably know this already, but in T Corp, everyone must carry a timepiece. Yes, I know the rules. But for every rule, there's always room for an alternative that offers a bit more flexibility. Of course, I don't suppose it's listed anywhere on that pamphlet. Outsiders seeking a short-term stay at T Corp and pay the appropriate time tax for the wavelength of their stay to be exempt from the relevant obligations. Instead of going out of their way to abide by T Corp's rules, as you may have expected, anyone born outside District 20 must go through numerous hoops before they can be issued a timepiece. Some settings about this game are just so weird. Oh god, yeah. You know, like there's only a few times I remember like in these wuxia TV shows or something, characters like farting. There's like flatulence being part of the joke. Like very few of those in these days. But I remember back in the older wuxia days, you can see a couple of those like in every show or TV or movie. It was funny. Don't know why they took that out. That is also random. Yeah. So we elected to pay 30 days worth of time tax on the spot before entering T Corp's borders. Impressive. It can't have been cheap. Yet I wish to wear a watch as well, like Lady Otis does. And I already made it clear that that it is not a fashion item. So T Corp's singularity is time, or have something to do with it? As I've said so in the past, the company have no budgetary concerns. It is given that they will be taking care of such expenses. Hmm. Finally starting to operate like a real professional company now, huh? They're poor. They're broke as shit. Oh, actually, let me see. Uh, let's see. Lord of the Mysteries. Let me see if I can find an audiobook on that shit. I want to do this before I forget. Hmm. Andrew, there is. There's an audiobook version. Yeah. That means I don't have to read. That just means I don't have to read. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Stop. Stop. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna listen to it. I think I took the audio off of YouTube. Yeah. Okay. I'm still gonna read this. Yeah. There must have been a minor miscalculation or something. Maybe we fell slightly short of the amount we had to pay. Hasn't even been 30 days since we arrived, though. Well, I'm sure we can pawn away their stuff to fix what probably amounts to a rounding error. Easy peasy. Oh yeah, Landerzone. I had a question since you read and since you're reading Lord of the Mysteries, okay? You know how every time Fine prays to the goddess of Evernight in the anime, okay? There was one scene I remember. He was saying that I beg for your, or I beseech thee for favor. Do they usually say favor that they're asking for her for, or do they say something else in the book? Well, I'm sure we can easy peasy if you remember. But the reason I'm asking is because Crunchyroll translated as I begged you for your favor. Or oh no. You said I beg you for your loving grace, I think. Let's see. Oh. I pray for the power of dark night. I pray for the power of concealment. I pray for the goddess's living grace. But as far as I remember, when I was doing research, the goddess of Evernight doesn't like her worshippers. She doesn't care about them. She just sees them as like a necessary evil, I guess, or necessary needed for the world to move forward. So, wouldn't it be more acceptable, I guess, to say that you're praying for a favor or the goddess's benevolence. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm guessing what they're praying for is like like a spell that's already been done and used. Yeah, like a answering machine. But like in my experience, if the goddess doesn't really like her worshiper, like I think it's more appropriate to say like I'm praying for your favor or benevolence. You know what I mean? What is let's see. Heathcliff muttered, gesturing towards Sinclair and Honglu with his chin. He took 5 hours to do almost anything, everything the last. Oh jeez. Right, right. It's not loving grace because she doesn't love you. Like saying loving grace given the context, I just find that to be like extremely inappropriate. Like it gives a false impression that the goddess cares about her worshippers. Yeah, like in the anime, like the original Chinese is I pray or beg the Dark Knight's power. I pray or beg for the power of like hiding oneself. And then it's I beg the goddess's favor or you know, 眷顾. It could mean favor, it could mean grace, it could mean whatever. But given the context, I just thought benevolence or grace is more appropriate. But I don't know if these chants are actually right. I'm assuming they are. Oh, maybe. I didn't pack much when I left, though. Sinclair, you're a pussy. You don't get to talk. Well, let's hear the damage. How much time tax do we owe you? Currently, you are. Oh shit. What is that? How many zeros? Is that like 10 billion? Oh, 10 billion. Yeah. I had to count it just to make sure. You're a billion on behind time tax payment. How do you fucking pay for that? What? Did my hearing get worse or something? I heard and a 40 and the rest are just kind of flew right over my head. Oh really? Okay. Wait, why take I pray the why take I pray to the goddess for her grace or benevolence? Why take that part? For that much money? Oh, we might have to make a brief stop at my place first. What other options do we have? If we don't, I mean, if we can't pay the tax, can't pay the tax is not an option. Your only option are the following. Make your payment with time or money. With interest, of course. Let's see. Ah. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh, you know what? That does sound very similar to D&D because in Lord of the Mysteries, the goddess of Evernight sees Klein as something special, right? That's why like she always answered his prayers. What the hell does making payment with time even mean? Now that I think about it, I remember someone talking about paying with time before. I never really cared to find out what exactly they meant. So, yeah, he's on the VIP line. Like this was just from my research, you know, like because I never read the novel, so I kind of looked up some of the details, wondering what exactly it doesn't match, right? So like I found so much translations this fan group supposedly did, but really all they did was using Crunchyroll's translations as a basis, and then just reworded all the lines or whatever they thought was necessary, and they didn't make it any better. And a lot of things they're just, you know, just copying Crunchyroll. And the tagline on their file was like, I rewrote it line by line. It should and get it as close to the novel as possible. Oh. So like all these different epochs happening is because a god was killed. Someone else took over their stuff. Eason? Eastcliff. Know anything about this? Um, I have not once failed to make my payments during my residency at the nest. Thus, I know not what transpires on an occasion, which one fails to pay the time tax. Oh, are you saying they're packaging up the old editions as new editions, adding some stuff to it? Uh, it's kind of like college textbook. Every couple of years, the professor add like a page or make new edits to their shit and then sell it again as brand new books. I've never been involved in a messy business like taxes at the manor either. And in my backstreet days, boss dealt with complicated shite like that for the rest of us. Did see a few poor sods getting dragged away because they failed to cough it up though. Oh, okay. Okay, okay. Ooh, so does that mean when Klein becomes a demigod, he sort of begins a new era? Or does that not happen until he kills another god? Well then, with their not so helpful answers, my mind immediately begun to wander toward Faust, who I hope would know something more about this than the two of them. And that's when Otis suddenly and defiantly stood between us and the collectors. This is completely unreasonable. What kind of shoddy calculation led to this nonsensical figure? Tax calculation in T-Corps are always exceptionally reasonable. The clock's ticking. Would I be correct to assume that you lack both capability and the will to make your fair payment? Oh, wait. We don't have to escalate this. Can we get a timeout? And this little bitch is still a bitch. Oh, jeez. They like greed on these licensing agreements are just dumb. Like, get your fair fee and let people make shit for you and you get a cut. How hard is that? Why do you have to demand like a huge upfront fee? It kind of shows that you have no confidence in your IP. Your choice of words may be quite unwise. Try and whine all you want about not wanting to escalate things. When you've got 10 billion on in your pockets, I won't recognize your opinion as anything of worth otherwise. Damn. Otis was in the military or something, so she's very like direct. No? Then shut up and stay out of our way while we deal with this obstacle that dares to stand in our path. How exciting. A 10 billion on death. 10 billion and 40 million on to be exact. Can we kill him? I really want to kill him. Wait, so each edition also like balances the different classes or no? Oh, we have to fight. This. I'll go with this. I like samurais. The battle in this game can be very simple with just the win rate and the damage, but you could actually go like really deep on your own if you don't want the auto battle. Like you could choose which skills to use and you kind of click. Oh, okay, I guess I can't. That only happens in boss battle. Shit, I can't even show you. I literally have to drag this line. Like, all right. I guess they already picked the target. What the fuck? But I swear, this game has depth. Right. The scale is different. But why would you use moving mountains when you're in a dungeon? Wouldn't that like actually harm you? Like, I would imagine you'd be smart enough to not do that, right? Because you could crash a dungeon yourself. Oh, really? You can do that? Yeah. I would imagine they would say like, no, if you do that, you're gonna kill everybody in this dungeon. I imagine the dungeon is underground, right? So if you move the mountain, you know, even if you're just doing it to the enemy, once you destroy the dungeon, that would completely defeat your purpose of going through the dungeon. Really? Holy shit. Yeah, they definitely didn't think this through. God damn. Move mountain in a dungeon. What about like bringing down fire or like summon a meteor. Is that are those spells in the game in D&D? A T-Corp staff in a different uniform approached the sinners as both sides went on the defensive. Like, what happened to common sense of not killing yourself while you're killing the enemy? He may be a higher rank, but he is but an employee of T-Corp, all the same. Which is to say that our insistence on meeting their demands with hostility may lead to a direct confrontation against the full force of T-Corp. Lay down your weapons now. Should you refuse to cooperate, all of you present may be considered hostile individuals by T-Corp, and we will use force too. I like that. How thrilling. He's the only character in the game that holds a katana. That's fucked up. This is bad. This seems like a great time for Virgilius with his intimidating glowing eyes to appear. Man, weren't things much better between us and the guy bud only a few days ago? Feels like it's been forever since then. Yeah, that's kind of fucked up that there are no rules preventing them to use it in a small field where, you know, it could kill you too. Or maybe that could be added so people won't use it. Come on, don't glare at us like that. We had our reasons, okay? They showed up out of nowhere and tried to extort a whole 10 billion on. 10 billion and 40 million to be exact. Yeah, like if you're in a, you know, small space, right? You wouldn't try to set everything on fire in this enclosed small space, because then you burn out the oxygen and kill yourself. You know what I mean? You really like saying that, don't you? Jeez. Yeah. The point is, there's no way we owe them that much money. We're kind, law-abiding citizens who are brimming with a sense of justice. Hear, hear. Oh, enemy can roll save? Like, what does that do? Guarantee them like immunity? Virgilius listened quietly for a moment as the sinner chattered on like they were part of a comedy skit. Yes, I agree that 10 billion on tax does seem unreasonable. However, it's a mystery to me how no one stopped to think for a second about the troubles you might spark by starting a meaningless scuffle like this in the middle of the street, no less. Man, he sounds like he smokes like 20 packs a day. Okay. So it's not like a complete immunity. It's just partial. But then wouldn't you destroy the dungeon anyway? Right? And the save is, I know it's meant to prevent them from doing that, but Ooh, is there no AoE damage to yourself? Hmm. You know, like the impact or the aftershock. Huh. Virgilius let out a deep sigh before turning toward the T-Corp employee. We find it regrettable that this incident has led to bloodshed. Wait, we haven't even fought yet. Oh wait, we did. We did. Okay, we did do a battle. However, 10 billion on tax is unacceptable. I'm sure you know full well that 10 billion ons worth of tax isn't the kind of money that we can simply fork over in the middle of the street. I believe that it would have been more appropriate if you had provided us with some context as to how this number came to be. Immediately of Mar- uh, Instead of immediately marching up to us and demanding that we pay the time tax. They're trying to get the golden bow, I bet. Oh, that's fucked up. That's really fucked up. I admit that such absurd amount of time tax levied upon your group is almost unprecedented. We have been summoned to an emergency meeting in a relevant office to address the severity of this incident. I see your point. Why don't we move this conversation to the collection office in the relevant jurisdiction area? Now, to discuss possible solutions. They want the golden bow. That's fucked up though. If you position yourself correctly, you'll be okay, but everybody else not. See, like, this is the kind of shit they should have thought of before letting the rules out. You know? I mean, these writers, they're super imaginative. How could they not think of that? You know? The truth behind the absurd amount of time tax levied upon us was much simpler than I expected. About a week ago, a large-scale, unauthorized temporal leakage phenomenon was observed at the Wuthering Heights Manor, which shot you up several stages in the progressive time use tax bracket due to the immense amount of time leak. Temporal leakage phenomenon. It refers to a deceleration in the flow of time within a certain physical field. In your case, it wasn't even a static deceleration field. It moved all over the manor for a good while, too. We measured about 4 hours worth of time in the process. What the bloody hell is she blathering about? Oh, so like you basically do them at the end game, the last boss. You get to do that. A deceleration in the flow of time within a certain you must be referring to the moment during which Dante granted us celerity as we were in pursuit of that man at the manor. Impossible. The manager's ability was activated for less than 30 minutes. It is most likely that your 4-hour measurement is a calculation error. Holy shit. Wow. Anything goes at that point. Okay. That's crazy though. That at the end you're basically just one-shotting the boss. They should probably put a limit on time stop too. Like if you use it, it takes away all your mana or some shit. Or it puts you at 1 HP. There's got to be a cost to that. No. Considering the odd sensations we had experienced as we departed the manor, it is most probable that no error had occurred in their calculations. Do you recall, Dante, as we left behind the manor a few days ago? Okay. Wow. They can do it too. All right. Well, what do they do about that? Does the new rules also apply to the enemies? Hmm. Aha, Mersal. Is there aught wrong with thy daily routine? We had just returned to Mephistopheles after the incident at the Wuthering Heights Manor. Most sinners were keeping to themselves, given the clear look of sorrow on Heathcliff. However, Don Quixote's ever cheerful voice, like always, constantly shattered through the silence. So, because the enemies can do it, so can you. And then they added the rules, so now you can't. But the enemy can still do that? I have identified an anomaly. Hmm? We should have been issued the morning newspaper, not the evening newspaper. This is inconsistent with the amount of times we spent at the manor. Hmm. Perchance it was an innocent mistake? Was? His? Was? As long as I've been a passenger of this bus, morning papers have always been delivered during designated morning hours, and evening papers have always been delivered during designated evening hours. The possibility that they have made a mistake cannot be completely ruled out. However, the likelihood of that is minuscule. They still haven't told the story on Murder yet. Oh, now that I'm looking at it, that's a sunset, not a sunrise. I couldn't tell because of the lack of colors. This cannot be. This must be the early hours of the morrow, is it not? Ah, I may have an idea as how this inconsistency came to be. Of course he does. Right, the TT4 protocol. What does that stand for? What's that? Temporal velocity synchronization device, or something like that. I'm surprised he didn't say some shite like that. I've seen an advert for it once. A luxury solution to all your time synchronization needs. Enjoy equally leisure hours together, or some shite like that. Okay, I can see why they didn't use it first. Ooh, 'tis quite unlike thee, Sir Heathcliff. You use so many complicated words in a sentence. Pray, shall someone explain it in plainer language? It is an apparatus to equalizing the velocity of time. All those affected individuals under ET4 protocol's influence. I hate the way Don Quixote talks. Aha, forsooth. Thought it quite odd how someone so affluent in time was moving and speaking at the same speed as the rest of us. Then, with this information, it can be concluded that the time we have experienced within the manor was flowing at a faster rate than the world outside. I would love to play a game of D&D someday, Landrizell. I've seen the character sheet that you kind of have to write in to make up about yourself. And I've seen my friends play it. That's how they do it. They figure out the character sheet, and then they sit around a table, roll dices. It's like telling story as you go, which is really awesome. That is a coherent explanation as to why the evening newspaper instead of the morning newspaper was issued. Good. Now that your curiosity is sated, I don't suppose anyone has any issues with tackling new job.
이슬림 수석에 대한 새로운 의뢰가 ACA로부터 도착했습니다. 자세한 건
Oh, yeah, that's kind of awesome. Not gonna lie. I used to think playing D&D is kind of nerdy, but then after I've seen my like friends do it, it's actually kind of fun because you get to be someone else, you know, and put your acting skills to the test. The LCA has sent us a new request to track down distortion. As for more detailed information, so activating my ability within the TT4 protocol caused... yes, indeed. It was akin to tampering with an already accelerated flow of time. From the outsider's point of view, it would have appeared as though more time than what was actually spent was leaked. This bloke knows what he's talking about. Also, you didn't just manipulate time on a personal scale. Like I said earlier, you affected the flow of time within a physical space. Yeah, Dante can slow time now. Let me remind you that it wasn't even a static field. It moved all over that manner. Honestly, this situation is completely unprecedented. Right? They used to activate it in only on a special occasions, like when we had plenty of guests over for a visit, because it was so bloody pricey. Oh, so they slow down. So rich people slow down time in this place to have more fun. The time tax for your inflated tax bracket multiplied by surtax per volume physical space covered by that temporal manipulation. Yeah. No wonder it all adds up to this insane number. It ain't like we knew something like this would happen. That is true. We didn't even know that could happen. Well, anyway, you have two payment options to settle this time tax debt. Wait, options? What options? It ain't like bags of 10 billion on grow from tree, ain't it? Option 1, cash payment. Option 2, time payment. Yet about that. What's that supposed to mean anyway? Paying with time. Have you read the other books from the author? I heard the sequel to Lord of the Mystery isn't as good. I kind of want to see what you think. I know you're reading the first one. I just don't know if you have even heard of the second one. It means... oh. The employee who was about to answer our questions with painfully observable annoyance suddenly jolted at the sound of an alarm. Understood. I just got a call. They already hold an emergency meeting regarding this incident. Limbus Company may send 2 individuals to the meeting to represent your company. No one need to tick-tock and fuss, Dante. Dealing with complicated matters like this, meeting is one of my responsibilities. Oh, now it's your responsibility? I'll be joining them to discuss a possible solution to this incident, so please, keep the sinners under control. Except you, Miss Faust. You're with me. Of course. Yeah, that's what I heard too. I heard like the writing on the second novel was not as good as the first one. Understood. Make another mess while I'm gone, and only Ryoshu will enjoy what comes next. Keep that in mind, as you will. Oh, well, off they go, I guess. Didn't even give us a chance to ask some more questions. They're just leaving us here like this? Isn't this whole mess basically about what'll happen to us? Dude, this isn't anything serious, but what's Marsault doing on the gallows? What? Marcel, what are you doing up there? I was told to stand here, so I have done so. Who told you to do that? I did. I did. I could probably look it up on Billy Billy. Some people will probably talk about it. You already passed that part. That's funny. Just trying to be helpful with you and your friend's little time tax problem. I thought all employees were supposed to be at the emergency meeting. Whoa, a clock with legs. How fascinating. If someone were to submit you for consideration at the upcoming expo, you might even be worth a participation trophy. Well, that's kind of disappointing. I should find a novel. Yeah. Let me do that, actually. Oh, right. TT52 protocol is operating at an experimental capacity within this office space, so don't you forget. Anyone not synced with the daily standard time might find this a little disorienting, so keep that in mind as well. I'm gonna play the novel for Lord of the Mystery, but you're not gonna be able to hear it, so I might just randomly burst out and be like, oh dude, did this happen? Ooh, what? Hope this is the Lord of the Mystery. Now that's the look of someone who has never once heard of TT52 protocol. Eh? TT52 protocol? As its name suggests, it's an invention to address the temporal efficiency problem present in the TT4 protocol. It's doing test run. Oh, whoops. The man whom we presume to be a T-Corp staff seemed very adept at holding a one-sided conversation with zero external input. Not that any of us could keep up with how fast he was speaking anyway. See, he was talking so fast, I didn't even finish reading the sentences. Anyway, if you're ready, let's get cracking. I am ready. Wait, I don't know if it's a really good idea to be ready for something that looks like the rope extending from the intimidating machine tightening around Mersal's throat. Oh shit. Is this what it means to pay our time tax with time? Getting hanged from the gallows? Please call it by its precise and given name. Temporal Scale Gallows. It measures the exact amount of time you owe and sucks the time right out of you. That wasn't the original name, mind you. There was simply too much hubbub. Hulabalo? About its excessively long name, which was approximately 58 words or letters. Can someone ask him what happened to Mersal? Is that something? Is that thing going to kill Mersal? Kill him. Nonsense. He's a very gentle machine. That is simply preposterous. However, spoken in such manner, oft portends that event of even greater ill fortune shall befall us. I'm not sure as to what might happen, actually. I suppose it'll suck 10 billion on worth of time out of your friend. That would kill him. Oh yeah, that's right. He's using what was it? Sherlock Moriarty now, right? As the name. Stop being obtuse. What is that even supposed to mean? Is he going to be stuck like that for 10 billion hours or something? Ugh. Well, not exactly. Let me tell you about T-Corp's particularly generous system called 4 hour daily minimum. Time guaranteed policy. Generous, hmm? Even when the worst comes to the worst, every citizen is entitled to the right to enjoy a minimum of 4 hour days. What the fuck? According to the T Corp Public Welfare Council, 4 hours is the absolute minimum number of hours in a day to guarantee human survival. Survive being the key word here. 4 hour day? Holy shit. That means everyone's like everyone's hours is sucked down to 4? I'm on my fucking 10 billion and 40 million ons worth of time frame was too much, I suppose. Look, it says measurement error. That rarely happens. Wait, you pulled the lever when you didn't even know what was going to happen? Just out of curiosity? Huh? Of course. 10 billion on of time text debt is historically unprecedented amount of debt. So I had to see what would happen. You could land first place in a lottery and you still wouldn't even come close to making 10 billion on. That's before tax. I say you all belong in a museum of history, if I'm being honest. Ah shit, the tax got cut off. What the fuck? Besides, I haven't seen anyone worth more than 150 hours in time tax debt willingly step up to the gallows before. Anyone beyond that usually chooses to run and digs themselves into an even deeper debt hole. The point is, I scarcely expected someone in a 10 billion on time tax hole to just walk up there like that. Well, yeah. What is wrong with this guy? Awaken, Mersal. Pray thee. Surrender not to such machinery. Oh. Ooh. Thou art unharmed? Mm-hmm. Alright. There's definitely a cast of interesting characters in Limbus Company. But the one character I hate the most is Sinclair. I just think he's worthless. Why don't you get down from the gallows for now, Marisol? Bet we have to do a job for them. Hey, what's going on, GZ? How's it going, bro? Welcome to the stream. What was that saying? Oh yeah, Sinclair. He is such a bitch. I hate him. He is such a fucking pussy. Every time there's danger, he's always scared. Hello, hello. What are you up to in this fine Sunday evening? Virgilius and Faust, who returned just as this incident occurred, were both glaring at us with expressions that were anything but friendly. That's not shocking at this point. Are we fighting now? Oh, no. Okay. This one, no fighting either. It's a story. Hey, GZ. In your name, what is that? All that stuff in the bracket. Is that self-made or what is that? Okay. I can clearly see that you're both accusing me of letting the sinners run wild. We had our reasons. We have reached an agreement. And? You explain things to them, right? Please tell me that an agreement doesn't involve us collectively dangling from that stupid gallows. 10 billion ons. is certainly an absurd amount of money. But that doesn't change the fact that we are still responsible for it. We did benefit from the extra time it granted us, and its use was something that wasn't mutually agreed upon before a unilateral activation. So, not like we did it on purpose. Oh, what does that say? Do you know? Because it was an unexpected event. No countermeasures could put in place either. Yeah, but we didn't exactly have a whole lot of time to debate whether I was allowed to slow down time or not. We really had to think on our feet back then. I felt a bit miffed about being treated as though I was somehow at fault for this. In abstract, oh man, it'd be cool if you knew what it meant. Bloodline curses. Yeah, you know what? That could be true. If I read it out loud, I may destroy the world. Or summon Cthulhu. We really had to think on our feet. I read this one. If you plan to sacrifice one of us to settle the debt, I request that you evaluate our worth based on individual merit. Of course you would say that. I have prepared performance evaluation sheets for each sinner precisely for one such occasion. On the last pages of those evaluation sheets are extra opinions that I don't plan on leaving any one of you behind to take the fall for the group. Besides, 10 billion on isn't the kind of money you can settle with a sacrifice of one individual. Wow. That's fucking cold-blooded. Do you play Limbus Company, GZ? I'm assuming you do, or otherwise you probably wouldn't have stopped by. I don't plan on leaving any. All right. Silence. But we did eventually find a reasonable compromise while you were wasting time horsing around in front of the gallows. And that compromise is... We have been contracted to deal with a distortion. Okay, that's a lot better. Level 93. Wait, you can be level 93? I guess we're really starting to put our names out there if they specifically sought us out to deal with this distortion. They've sought out other fixers and companies to deal with this issue first. We're their sixth choice after the first 5 failed to produce meaningful result. Oh, okay, my bad. I forgot there's an account level. God damn. Gotcha. Well, the stories are starting to circulate via word of mouth. I will not deny that. So, when the new Walpurgis Night released, did you get all the units you wanted? Since you've been playing since the beginning? Well, the stories are starting to circulate via word of mouth. I will not deny that. So what kind of distortion are we dealing with this time? This is a request regarding a series of similar unsolved case within T-Corp's borders. Some call it the case of time killing time. Several people have already fallen victim to the perpetrator. The cases of time killing time. Oh, nice, dude. Congratulations. So you have more than enough left over for this Walpurgis then, right? It is exactly what it says on the tin. A distortion is running wild, killing our time. Hey man, that's fucking awesome. I don't know what comes next, but you know, you're gonna have a lot to get whatever units you want, you know? And plus, you've been playing since the beginning, so you probably, you know, have most of the units, right? Because we can get them through dispense Time is an asset here at T Corp. It is not so difficult for us to track down the occasional time robberies, tracing them. But in the case of time killing time, the killer does not leave any traces. It is simply gone, completely removed, and untraceable. No such things has ever happened before. Thus, the significance of this case cannot be emphasized enough. Oh, only 12 of them? Holy shit. When I first started playing the game, I had no idea what was going on. I was just pulling on the banner. And I got the egos and I got the... What else did I get? Oh, I got like some rupture units. Mersal and Lord Honglu. And then the advice I got on the Limbus Company Discord is just to build a rupture team. So that's what I've been working towards. And I thought I was going to be able to get the Esu, Otis, and Ryoshu like when this patch dropped. But apparently we're still in season 6, so I can't get the season 5 units. And plus, just found out when the next season drops, all of my shards get cut in half. So I'm trying to find shards and do stories so I can get units that I can currently get to build up my teams. And it's a huge, it's a tall order. That is why we formally request that you solve this case for us. In return, we will exempt you from your time tax debt. Oh, does Arrivus once again. My time to shine. He's one of my worst units. According to a book I have perused in recent days, any and all detectives working to solve cases of urban nightmare or beyond are issued with this special investigator badge during the course of their employment. It is a badge that may as well be a universal pass to command all kinds of aid regarding the invested detectives? Yeah, since I started, I think Canto 5? Ishmael's chapter, I forgot, was the only one where I needed a specific unit in order to lose the encounter properly. It was with that it was that dude with the pink hair. He got mad because Heathcliff took his hair coupon. Detectives? Fixers. We plan to issue you those badges, yes. Wahoo! Much have I longed to add one such badge to my collection. Perchance thou shalt allow us to keep the badges once this case is dealt with? Nay, I demand that I be awarded with at least 3 badges. One for my private collection, one for display, and one for business, so that... Yeah, Ricardo, yeah. The dude was so hard, dude. He killed everything, like, all of my parties within, like, 3 rounds. Yeah, he is hard. Hey, what's up, Truth Seeker? How's it going? Oh, I'm just testing, actually. I'm just testing if I could stream on YouTube. What are you up to, man? Welcome to the stream, by the way. Favorite Canto so far? I didn't really like most of the chapters, but I guess Ishmael's chapter was like a step above. Where, and the only reason I liked your chapter is because, one, the Ricardo fight. It was where, yeah, I know, Z. It was where one okay, it was the first fight that you actually have to have a unit to be able to complete the encounter. 2, the last boss, Ahab. That was such an interesting fight. Though the gimmicks were kind of easier to figure out. But both of those fights were the first fight where you actually had to pay attention to the mechanics of the game. But after that, it was Heathcliff's chapter where there's a boss that was actually you needed to pay attention. Actually, the samurai guy, the blade lineage guy, was kind of he wasn't really hard, but you still had to actually know what you're doing in that fight. So yeah, it would have to be Canto 5. I just finished Canto 6 yesterday. I don't know. I didn't really think it was the best chapter or anything. Yeah, I read this. Got it. What are you up to, Z? True Seeker? Good at last. What are we waiting for? Let's crack on. Whack this distortion. And get the hell out of here. I hate dealing with money problems. YouTube streaming seems a little bit different from Twitch and Kick, but seems okay. Why do you always get into fights, Zeke? I value your enthusiasm, but I would also appreciate it if you could allow others to finish their sentences before cutting them off and go on a long tangent of your own. You know what that sounds like, see? It sounds like high school romance. That's what it sounds like. The problem is, we don't want 13 of you running amok in an effort to solve the case. Oh, really? Canto 2. Second mid-boss may be a little troublesome, okay? Ah. Well, Zig, you do what you can, bro. All right. Don't be afraid to give it some effort. Just remember when to give up when the time comes. Indeed, I can't have your entire group run wild in the streets, potentially waste the precious time of our residents. How is time even currency in this case, though? Like, I understand normally time is invisible, but we don't actually use it as money. Oh, really? Wait, is Ricardo came back? Or is it Ahab? Because I know Herman saved Ahab at the end because Ishmael didn't stab her. Also, the special investigator badge isn't something that T-Corp hands out like candy. We can't give away a whole box of badges, all 13 of them. I concur. To a degree. Otis, who has continuously and consistently suggested that we cut down the number of sinners, was first one to welcome this offer. I'll never see it coming, really? Okay. Alright. I'm gonna look forward to that. I'm gonna hold you to it. Better like blow my socks off. We should have done something like this a long time ago. What use is there in hauling around these dead weights? Oh shit, Otis. You're kind of a bitch, aren't you? I think at this point, Otis is past being the point of just being frank. He's like in the bitch territory. We will leave the useless pawns behind to wait in the bus while the elite team of high-performing individual takes care of business. Get the fuck out of here, Otis. If she didn't have her, what was her ID? The one where she does tremor? You'd be useless to me. You seem rather confident that you'd be part of the elite team of high-performing individuals, Otis. That's right. It's ridiculous to even suggest otherwise. All right. Enough with your nonsense. So, how many of us are allowed to work on this case anyway? Hmm. Virgilius trailed off, clearly unhappy about this outcome. You have decided that four individuals, including the manager, is an appropriate amount of people allowed to partake in this investigation. Oh no, that's not a lot. Accepted. We barely managed to get authorization for 4 after much debate. Why though? They still haven't explained how time is the currency in the city. It's just that they almost got robbed by some hooligans. And then they went to the Wuthering Heights. But in between, like, no one's kind of explained how time is calculated. The currency. And you have wasted your breath. Attack team of the executive manager and that will be more than enough to handily complete this mission. And Z, don't go crazy, okay? Just remember, you give your best effort, and then when it's time to let go, just let go. Right. So it all comes down to my choice, huh? 3 sinners. So many eyes are upon me. Not that I've never had them all look at me at the same time before. The pressure is on. Completely different level when it comes to making judgment calls like this. No, the girls just expect you to read their mind. That's a thing. I'm not kidding. Z? Yo, I just met GZ and he agrees with me. Landersdale, what are your thoughts on this matter? You can see the YouTube chat, right, bro? Let me know. It should be on the screen. What do you mean they get the fraud? Let's see. It looks like the manager's in deep thought, but pointlessly agonizing over something like this is a waste of time. Oh, okay. Okay, Landerzel, what is your opinion regarding this matter? I think Z should give it a sincere effort, but then just when it's time, just to, let it go when it's time. Don't dwell on it, just let it go. I'm taking volunteers first, so let's see some hands. Quickly, now. Forsooth, I shan't hesitate before such excellent opportunity. Maybe it's finally my time to shine. Oh, I actually got her that sword sharpened with tier ID. People are saying it's really good. Maybe it's finally my time to shine. Exactly. Give it a go, hedge your bet, and then let go. Really? Oh, you got to use defense. Okay. Actually, when I fought Ricardo with Zwei Ishmael, it was the first time I learned that you could actually use defend counter on your attacks. I had no idea that was a thing. I just thought you chain these buttons together and they do shit. But then when I fought Ricardo, I just realized, like, I don't know how to defend myself. She did what for 2 days? Blocked you for 2 days? Or she expected you to read her mind? Is that what you mean? Don't worry, GZ. Keep trying. Oi, don't even need to ask me. All right, let's get on with it. This just sounds like a high school romance to me. I ain't even gonna front. Nah. That wasn't. I'm not raising my hand. I'm just cleaning my glasses. This is no simple matter. I've not been with so few sinners before, except for that one time when we accidentally walked out to the outskirts through the back door. So I have to take this slow and really consider all possible angles. I don't even think you two are dating at this point, Zeke. What a mess. It would be too much trouble for me to list and debate all the arbitrary limitations they set. So allow me to make the choices for you this time, Dante. Well, I don't think there's too big of a gap between them when it all comes to their capabilities, but they all excel in different situations. Dante, are you listening? I just said that I will be the one to choose your companions. No, I need to consider more than just their individual capability. Some of them work better when paired together, but it's also true that haphazardly pairing them together might end up making a team that's less than the sum of its parts. This is all about building team synergy. Wait, didn't Rhodia say something about how people born in December and August don't mesh well together? And the sinners who will accompany Dante to solve these cases are, I have to choose someone who can support me, calmly assess the situation, remain free from biased judgments while making smart, rational decisions on the fly. The sinners who fit that descriptions are, do we even have anyone like that? I still have to choose someone though. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, Zeke. It sounds like you're in the high school romance novel. Damn it, I got it. I choose Faust, Mersal, and Isan. Odian, Railshu, and Honglu. Oh, thank God I have those units. Wait, huh? Dante has selected me, Mersal, and Isan. Oh no, I don't have a good 3 ID for Mersal. Fuck. Have you been listening, Dante? Why are you begging, dude? Like, if she blocks you, just be like, okay, I guess that's over. Yeah, you're gonna be sad, but you guys been together for what? Like a month? Who? It was just a few weeks ago you told me about her. You can't be that attached to her, man. I have certain things to discuss with Miss Faust regarding our upcoming journey, so she was not an option. Isan was immediately ruled out even before the meeting adjourned due to his history of developing an unauthorized invention at T-Corp. Mersal did not volunteer. There was no reason to volunteer. Though I may have been disallowed from joining this investigation, I am truly grateful for your appreciation, Dante. I shan't soon forget this. Why do you talk like this? Oh, wait. That's, Hey, Otis, you know, that's not all what I meant. I just thought that maybe we needed someone skilled and experienced like you to effectively manage the remaining sinners while we're, management talk. Yeah, 1 month is not really anything to worry about, man. Like, and yeah, it just sounds like high school romance. Um, okay. I really soured the mood, didn't I? The three of them, whom I didn't even imagine in my wildest dreams would be hanging out together, all turned to look in my direction. Whoa, just the three of us, huh? Trio's such an eye-catching number, isn't it? Rodiat, I get, but why did two of you volunteer? Thought it sounded fun as hell. The greater the quantity, the diversity of experience, the better it is. Yeah. Don Quixote tragically drops her head to the ground. Crestfallen. Yeah, I think that's what Landerzel was saying, that it wasn't nothing to you. It was something too great for you. I have not else to blame but my slightly lower vertical placement in this world. He's short. Indeed. That must be why Sir Virgilius hath failed to catch mine impassioned hand. Don Quixote sobbed dramatically, lamenting how Virgilius not even bat an eye in her direction, despite her being the first one to raise their hand. I am pretty sure that wasn't the only reason he didn't pick her, though. Is my final legacy I bestow upon thee. What's all this? A book? Magnifying glass? And are these clothes? Is my treasure, my caution. For thee, be gentle with them. Huh. But why are you carrying these 3 sets of clothing? One for my private collection, one for display, one for the business. Yep. Just like what Lenderzel said. Dude, as long as you put yourself out there, you're gonna find them. You know? Records of investigations. Solutions to the 13 problems by Agatha. Huh. Somebody's autographed it. So who's this Agatha? Hey. How are East all so ignorant in the lore of fixers? Once she was a great one fixer who was so prolific that she may as well have been the face of the Sevens Association. Truly, no one? That is the game, Z, to read people. Congratulations, you just figured it out. Cumbersome clothes. Wilt thou call thyself an ace detective when not dressed appropriately for the occasion? Here. It is only right that the leading ace detective adorn her countenance with this special mustache. Oh God. He's going for that Sherlock look. What do you mean, ghost of the past? He said you haven't dated in 4 years, so what ghost is there? Look, lady, Agatha says in the foreword to this book that any self-respecting ace detective must always dress themselves in impeccable fashion. Don Quixote, just let go. So, I mean, I'm sure everyone has their reasons. How come you didn't get picked for this, Ishmael? Yeah. I mean, apps can work out, right? Oh, but Lender's out. This is real life for him. He didn't use any app from what I remembered. So it's actually like normal. Like people meeting people. What do you mean? When a relationship goes bad, there's blame on both sides. Okay, it's not just a one side. Unless you like cheated on her or something, or she cheated on you. Right? When that happens, It's absolutely the other person's fault in my point of view. Okay, there's no, oh well, because you were working so much, that's why I cheated on you. No, not fuck that. Okay, that's bullshit. So unless that's what happens when a relationship fails, like both people are at fault. But that's me. I could be wrong. I maybe am wrong, but at least that's what I think from my experience. But I haven't cheated on anyone, and I haven't got cheated on. So yeah, don't get picked. I never volunteered. Hey, it's not every day you get a legitimate chance to get some free paid time off without breaking company rules. And I wasn't about to let that chance slip. Look, that was a stupid thing, okay? You two weren't even dating back then. And that was a few weeks ago. I guess I did have some last minute regrets when I saw Virgilia's pick. But I'll just relax for a bit and jump in and help him out when needed. Wait, you two already have physical fights? What the fuck? It's only been a month. How do you went from dating to slamming door on someone's face? Sometimes I think you're thinking too much about it. Well, good luck. While the call us the Elite Four. How's that? Am I only allowed to play with 3 units in this little chapter? GZ? While the self-proclaimed Elite Four runs around T-Corp, why don't we find a place to take the edge off and unwind already? How unfortunate. T-Corp did not authorize the rest of the sinners to run around unmonitored. Run about unmonitored. Dude, yeah, I remember you said that. She blocked you. That's not even anything to worry about, dude. I told you to just move on. And then you had to go and try to get this working. You should have just moved on. But now that you're in it, you might as well give it a shot. You must understand that we simply cannot allow individuals responsible for 10 billion ons worth of time tax roam free without proper collateral. Oh, so they're holding them hostage. If she blocks you on every platform, you should just move on. Looks like they have temporary lodging for those who have failed to pay their time tax. They're going to jail. Virgilius was 20 at what was clearly a jail cell. Are you certain that's the lodging guide? They're going to jail? Yep. As living collateral, apparently. You did not look at that as a sign. Because you're in. Wait. Did she do all of this after you guys started dating? Did she block you on almost every platform after you guys started dating, or what happened? Is that the first time or the second time? It'll be fun. Hey, bet you'll look fondly back at this moment when it's all said and done, okay? We'll be right back. So, be nice and stay put. Nice. This jail cell at least has some heating. Wait. What happens if they just leave and don't come back? We'll be seeing them again after 10 billion ons worth of time passes, I guess. What? Hey, wait. Get back here. That's more than enough time to finish weaving on the loom. That's the latest. Oh, then just move on, dude. Just be like, all right, bitch. Fuck you. We'll be back before you even. Thou shalt return triumphantly as glorious band of ace detectives. Mark my words. We set off on journey after receiving the aforementioned special investigator badges, leaving the chaotic screaming and hollering of the remaining sinners behind. That's nice. Nah, I think you're doing too much, Zeke. After a while, all we could hear was the sad intermittent chattering of metal as someone violently shook the steel bars. That's probably Heathcliff. Alright. Looks like everyone's ready. And let's get a move on. Have a little chat with the third victim. Let's see. The case record says, there it is. It's just the stones to throw away. Huh? Huh? What do you mean, huh? Get the record. It clearly states that neither of the first two victims is in communicative state. How unfortunate. Okay, I have a question. What made you think what you did was trying so hard? What did you do? No, I mean, why are you coming along with us? I'm sorry, but we're not taking sidekick applications right now. Go away. Ew. Incorrect. One of us will be joining your team. We were going to send an employee with you so that we can receive immediate updates regarding your investigation progress. Hold that stick out of your ass. We plan to send a class 2 staff member with you, but you're... Me? Class 5. See the badge? Okay, I don't get what's going on that you have to try so hard in the first month. You guys should just be hanging out, watch a movie, or go out for dinner or some shit. The chatterbox of an employee replied cheerfully as he produced a twinkling badge from his cloth. Apologize for failing to recognize you, sir. I scarcely expected to see a class 5 auditor all the way down here. That guy's a class 5 staff? Really? Class 5 is the highest rank one could reach as a wing employee, right? Yeah, as far as I know. Well, don't be so sure. It depends on which wing you're talking about. Who knows? Maybe there are class 12 or even 20 employees out there. Banking? Remark via banking to communicate. I don't even know what that means. Are you trying to compare her as like a ATM or something? Or a vault? Get it? Got it? Good. And let's get a move on. That guy is actually a level 5? Hard to believe. But whatever. We stared in the silent bafflement as employees stormed out of the building, then hurriedly followed him out the door. Isn't it absolutely brilliant? The very concept of killing time. They're not slowing down or speeding up time. They're eliminating it completely, just yanking it out of circulation. It must be their singularity that they could calculate time in this manner. I don't even know how to use TikTok. I'll be honest with you. I know how to upload videos on there, but that's about it. Wait, you're sending her money already? The hell? So, your name is Mike? Relax and call me however you want. Names are such unimportant things, aren't they? Yeah, this guy sounds like a CIA. I would ask why you're doing that, but I already had the answer. And you're doing exactly the opposite of what I told you to. You just seem so desperate, Zeke. That's not good. No, names matter. Really? You never call anyone by their names, though? Relax and call you however we want. But you're obviously here to be our handler. That's true. That does make things a tad awkward, doesn't it? Let me think. I got it. You're all dressed like detective. Why don't you consider me your ever helpful assistant who tags along to your adventures? What do you mean I disappeared? What are you talking about? I'm not in this relationship, Zeke. You are. Okay, but still. Ryoshu, who was staring off into the distance while puffing her cigarette, suddenly spoke up just as Rodeo was about to retort. Assistant, lead us. Right away, ma'am. But he clearly said yes, sir. Oh. Yeah, my phone probably died. Oh well. Don't worry, I'm still here. You can still talk. I can hear you. I mean, I can read what you said. This app drains the camera really fast. Holy shit. Maybe I should go back to Droid Cam. Yeah, I think you're into deep for this league. You should probably get yourself out of it. Just saying. Sure warmed up to him fast. Hey Landerzo, if you're paying attention to the stream whenever, let me know if there's an ad running on it. Because I set it to the lowest, so there shouldn't be a lot, but if there is one, please let me know. Yeah, Zeke, I think you're putting too much of yourself into this. It's not healthy. Let's see. The third victim in this case is this watch factories. Hold up. Obviously gaudy and expensive suit, a meticulously trimmed and shaped mustache. The third victim must be the owner of this factory. Assistant, confirm my deduction. This is the first time Rhodey had talked so much. It's kind of out of character. You're right on the money, detective. We're off to a great start. Why don't you get some sleep tonight, Zeke? Isn't it time for you to go to bed or something? Woohoo. Hmm. We're detectives working on the case of time killing time. My name is... Whoa. Alright, whatever that is. Oh, what's going on? You shoot. Detective. He sure is a fast talker. He's talking way faster than Rosal did when he reviewed those chickens. New? Like the afternoon? Ah, okay. Safe trip, Zeke. Don't worry too much, alright? Just let it go. He's talking so fast. It's like someone pressed a fast forward button just for him or something. Can't understand a thing coming out of his mouth. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? It is he. We're going. He's someone who has a lot of time. What's that supposed to mean? An average T Corp citizen has about 20 to 28 hours a day. Oh, they have an extra 4 hours a day. Okay. But you might also run into someone like him, people with plenty of time to spare, because they have so much surplus time. They can afford to condense 40 and 50 hours into a single day. And to people with fewer hours in the day, it'll look as though he's moving 2-3 times faster than them. Somehow, with that much time, could pick their nose in the blink of an eye before anyone else even has a chance to catch them in the act. Yep. All right. Real sure is annoying. I gave Rhodey a quick look of concern. She had to do something before Ryoshu. SHNC. What does that even mean? I have no idea. A quick look, as in the brief flicker of the flames burning on my clock. Would you mind slowing down a bit? I'm just worried that you're at serious risk of becoming a victim of a completely different, slightly more fatal crime. He shook his head in frustration very rapidly, that is, before activating what appears to be a voice recorder. He began to play his voice back at us. Pleased to make your acquaintances. My name is Bumbo, a proud proprietor of this watch factory. Apologize for this awkward method of communication. You see, my days are 52 hours long. I used to live 100-hour days in my heyday, but the things have taken a turn for the worse at the factory in the recent years. 52 hours a day. God, what I could do with that. To me, it look as though you're talking very, very, very slow. I must say, it's quite frustrating. But I'm willing to suffer this annoyance as long as you can solve this case. Wait, he sounds Italian. What the fuck? You have 52 whole hours to spend in a single day. Gee, I can't imagine what that would be even like. Oh, I can tell you, if you're that curious, it's very, very full life. I must say, having more time to spend in a day means that I can get more things done in a day, like sleeping 10 or more hours in a night and having more than 40 hours left to spend. Good sleep really is key to keeping your skin moist and fresh. Indeed, I'll let you touch it if you want. As though in an effort to demonstrate, Bumbo was constantly zooming around the room, checking his documents, calling someone on the phone, even brushing his teeth while we stood there listening to his recordings. I don't care. Get to the point. It was one late evening, eh? Let's go see, like always. I was busily walking down the street, had a very, very important meetings to attend to, you know, and all of a sudden, an attack. No, I just happened to recall that I left the bacon on the kitchen counter at home. Should have left it covered with District 23's purple salt. Ah, my second oldest aunt used to sprinkle that salt all the time. This is the first time they talked about food, right? The point. Well, so I stopped briefly, looking at the clock tower, and wondering if I should head back home to salt the bacon, And that's why Time Recover struck, the clock tower. Each one of the 12 zones at T Corp has a clock tower that displays A Corp's standard time scale, because everyone has different hours to spend in a day. Their watches sync with their respective time scales as well. So to tell the real objective time, one would have to check the clock tower. Oh, that's pretty neat. All right, you two. Let's focus on the stuff that actually important. Let's see. How about we start with the physical description? A fine tailor suit. Huh. A tailor suit. A bit of fancy for someone called Time Ripper, don't you think? This must be the story modeled after the Jack the Ripper. Hey Landersdale, how much do you know about Jack the Ripper? It must have cost me about 58 million on, of course, since it was tailor-made. Its comfort was beyond human imagination, Wait, what? Oh, how could I forget, this impressive yet kingly shaped mustache, Hey, I wasn't talking about your own physical description. One more chance until I... SYNK. Yeah, I have no idea. What does that stand for? I gotta ask Discord. I'm gonna ask Discord real quick. Oh, you mean the murderer's appearance? Well, let me think. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that. I don't recall anything. It just happened so fast. How did it feel to have your own time killed? Was it painful? Can you not have something like that with such a big grin on your face? Nah, she's gotta do it. Nope. It was just, 100 hour was gone in the blink of an eye. I missed my very important appointment thanks to that. I'll have you know, I suffer so much damages. Damages? 100 hours? So you lost a whole week in the blink of an eye? Nope. 100 hour for me is just 2 days or so. Still, you have no idea how much I lost because of those 2 days. Why does his time loss correlates to monetary loss? His company is still running. Let's see. Ripping away time, huh? An invention that enables something like that would certainly win the Inventor of the Year award. And loads of prize money that comes with it. E Corp really values and supports its inventors, you know. I mean, all right, who's paying me? Okay, doesn't matter. Hmm? Oh, let's see. Some people say that once upon a time, T Corp's chief executive director himself showed up to bestow the awards. I guess once an inventor is always an inventor. I see that he probably wanted others to carry on his inquisitive spirit. I've seen the ceremony once, and he was giving away autographs. Maybe we're looking for an inventor who received an award for that tech. Assistant? But every invention at T Corp needs to be registered at the Technology Administration Agency, TAA. Okay. Though it is not without an exception, there was a time when Rogue Corp of inventors called League of Nine Literate. I don't know how to read that. Made some inventions that they neglected to register, and now what a mess that was. Every single corner of T Corp was up in arms. Everyone dashing about in a panic, making arrests, holding important meetings. Wow. It was that big of a deal? Didn't even imagine how hard it must have been for Yi Song. Ah, according to the Discord, when Otis says, "One more chance until I sink," means snap your neck completely. That's lovely. Thank you, Discord. Let's see. All right. So, is there anything like that registered in T Corp's tech agency? Nope. First time I've heard of anything like it. Huh. You could have started there, you know. What if this is a power granted by distortion? Meanwhile, Ryushu, who was completely uninterested in the conversation, stared off into the distance. She looked out the factory window, let out another puff of smoke before muttering quietly to herself. No killer, no corpses. Oh, yeah. No one's actually dead. We don't know where the killer is. Who could it be? I wonder. Someone took a liking to my very expensive suit, I say, Disagree? Your suit's shit. Okay, alright. Oh. Besides, if I really wanted to kill you, me? Why would you? You have to be able to move as fast as you do. I won't be able to get a good aim at your vital nerve otherwise. Ryoshu strode toward him. before suddenly breaking into a charging sprint. Bumble rapidly stumbled back in terror, but Ryushu was fast enough to close in the distance and press her scabbard to his neck, despite the disparity in time. Yeah. Just like this. Whoa. I thought she was actually about to beat the crap out of him with that scabbard. That'd be case closed then, huh? All we have to do is arrest Ryushu. He scared the heck out of me. Well, I suppose the villain didn't really stab me in vitals or whatever, but he did appear all of a sudden, just like you did. Let's see. So the killer isn't just running around ripping time away from random people left and right. Yes. Killer was going specifically for that ASS. I can't think of anything. The void left behind by Sinclair's absence was much bigger than I thought. He misses Sinclair. Annoying stupid stash. Okay. Not having that kid here is frustrating. No way. Can you think of a single person who hates someone like me? Yep. I can think of it. A few. I can think of more than a few. I say that it must have been the work of some bandit who wanted to try my tailor suit. What about your employees? Lady Agatha's book says that to find the culprit, we must first look at the victim's immediate circle. I have no idea if that book Don Quixote gave us is actually helping, but I suppose it's at least a very good page turner. Onlu can seem to be able to tear his eyes away from it. Maybe I should check it out too once we get back to the bus. Probably useless. Yeah, that works. Then the culprit has to be an employee who hates the owner so much. Enough to try to take his time. Seems quite implausible. As you can see, what? The laborers at this factory? They're all working so slowly like they're moving through molasses. Oh, most factory laborers like them usually live rather short 10-hour days, most of which they spend at their factory jobs anyway. That is fucking horrible. Listen up, everyone. Our output gains saw only 13% growth compared to last month's gross. Have I not impressed upon you how important this is? We'll be falling behind profit margin projections at this rate. Bumbo hollers at them in frustration. The laborers very slowly turn their heads to look up to the factory owner. Even the simplest action taking an excruciating long time to complete. Boss, it's him. It's impossible to work any faster. Less complaining, more assembling. Use your times effectively. Chop, chop. Oh, this guy's an asshole. You have no idea how frustrating it has been for me as of late. Did you even know that the next batch of cogs have stopped all of a sudden? We could understand him thanks to the recorder next to us, but everyone out of its earshot would have no chance of understanding whatever he's talking about. Hey, Mr. Bumbo, you're talking way too fast for them to understand. You know that? How do you expect them to understand a thing you're saying? So, it's not me who's too fast. It's them who are too slow. Only hustlers and busy bees like myself who make the best of their time can rise above the rest in this chaotic, bustling city. Oh, he's one of those people. You know what? That's a load of bow. How are they supposed to hustle or make the best of their time when they're practically nailed to the floor? With what time? Really? Hey, don't think someone like him will understand what you're talking about. He was born and raised in T Corp after all. Yeah. Is it like saying a celebrity is detached from reality? So true. Hey, assistant, you're a class 5 employee, right? Aren't you supposed to be a big shot? Do you seriously think there's anything normal about all of this? Normal? Dear detectives, do you happen to be returning from a round trip across every single nest in the city? All the way from A to Z? Can you confidently say that you have seen all there is to see? Not really, but though giving this idea a thought, why don't you? And then give this idea a thought, why don't you? That the notion of what is normal is just a mirage conjured by the downtrodden and the suffering. Yeah, in your world, yeah, probably. That is to say, the suffering is just part of life in the city, regardless of which nest you're in. That's true. I don't see any suffering in that mug of Mr. 50-hour days right there. Such harsh words. I have my share of pains. I have you know. I've been waiting for something to get finished for a while. Do you know how much of a pain it is to wait for something, but also have too much time in your day? It's so tedious. Uh, Bumble gently fixed his mustache and hair before caressing his expensive coat with care. Jesus. This might be a funny chapter then. Let's see. Oh, I will take that. Ooh, enemies. Okay. Let's see. Hmm. Can I change my? Nope. Fuck. Hold on. Sinners. goes Rodeo. Oh wait, she's only level 1. Fuck. Yeah. Alright, whatever. Use this. I'm not gonna read this, so alright, cool. No. Fuck. Sorry. We'll do this later. Alright. Bleed. Stick with that for now. Alright. Try. It'd be alright. Defend twice. And then she'll be really OP. Maybe we can flip through the script on our line of thought. What kind of people, Rodeo, do you think hate rich people? Hey, I wonder. Well, except for their families, if I do ever get murdered under mysterious circumstance, I am willing to bet that it's one of my family members who did me in, or Heathcliff. That's a pretty dark joke. Hopper went straight for Bumbo, but his employees literally can't move fast enough to have done that. None of them look like distortions either. Yes. If the culprit's hiding among these slowpokes, Pluck would have noticed it. And that narrows the culprit down to someone unrelated to this factory. Someone without much time. Someone who's got a bone to pick against the time rich. Or someone who's unhappy about the state of affairs in the T-Corp's nest. Also, while Dante could be right that this power was granted by distortion, nothing rules out the possibility that they may be using an unregistered invention. There may be more than a single culprit then. More than a single culprit, huh? Wait. I think I know an organization that might fit the exact description. Nah, no way. I doubt it. They don't ever take a drastic action like these anymore, even back at J Corp. Wait, why does he have colors now? No, I think he had it. Oops. Oh, there's some coincidence, isn't it? I happen to know a group of people just like them. Sometimes later in a certain alleyway, a group of people unhappy with the state of affairs in the nest. So you're looking for the Eurodivie? That rings a bell. Isn't your friend the founder of that organization, Rhodia? Rhodia stopped dead in her tracks. Eurodivie. Here? Do you know something about the organization? Wait, that's a lady? I thought that was a dude. I do hear that they've been spreading through the nest as of late. Though it hasn't been long since they started popping up within T Corp borders. So, correct, T Corp. Employees like myself have been stationed all over the nest to question any suspicious individuals. Me thinks it's a real bother. Any guard here. All this stop and search. So tedious. But where are the Deviate up to around here? What kind of stuff that petty thieves get up to? Stealing things like time or money? Well, I did hear that they also do some pro bono detective work for people who can't afford the time or money to hire people. And well, stop right there. What are you looking around all shifty for? To stop and search. Hey, it's that guy. I remember him. I'm just trying to walk away from that lady with the cig and that creepy glare. But no, I'll be right back. Wait, does the bad rewind time? Can you bring him back? Explosion came from that way. Yeah. Watch Chains of T Corp. Here to collect your 50 filthy dues, huh? Okay. No time to explain, right? Well, let's talk about that later. Ah, this is the battle. Let's see. All right. Hmm. Oh, okay. Uh, that was easy. All right. That's too bad. Yeah. Terrorist? You just called them participation trophy? Talking to me? How on earth did you do that earlier? Voila. That you rewound the time and unwound it. You wounded you friend. Never seen a tech that could rewind time like that. That's a great secret. Ask hey. Fight up time? As far as I'm aware, there's practically no way to rewind time for a singular entity that exists in an open and closed area. Either that or my study didn't reach as far as I thought it did. Wait, no. A very serious problem. And I was very desperate, very unlikely that I missed anything. You know what else is a serious problem? The fact that we're wasting time chatting about inane stuff while they're getting away. Come on, Dante. Hold on. Inane stuff? This is extremely serious. It's important. It's absolutely incomparable. It amounts to arresting a few small fry revolutionaries. They were true resurrection, and the head would have been after your heads already. So I doubt that's what this is. And it must have been something to do with time manipulation, certain of it. Maybe it works with the same mechanism that TT2 protocol under the hood. Nope. That works only within the isolated enclosure. It can't rewind the time of a singular individual. Wow, all this talking. People are running away. Perhaps they're drawing time from somewhere elsewhere to inject it into their mainstreams, time streams. That seems a tad more plausible. You're actually rewinding their time, and the visual elements of that process would manifest in a vastly different manner. I suppose this means that you can't really rewind or skip time either, am I right? Can't just say all that gibberish and expect me to be able to. This guy's still talking. Why did he ask me to rotate it? Officers specialize in investigation are strong enough to defend themselves in murder. Set of IDs, special badges, investigator badges are all equipped with function. Goes into the higher rankings corpware called golden time. If you keep the clock wound, it will automatically speed up the body's natural regeneration process. As soon as it detects that its wearer is at risk of death, nothing compared to what you're capable of. Quite something, isn't it? But I don't actually turn the clock myself. Of course, it takes time to refill once its charge is spent. If you ever run out of its use, it all comes down to you. Participation trophy. You have to take one for the team and bring them back with your. Thank you, asshole. Thanks for that pointless explanation. You're willing to do that, but not willing to help us before we get torn to shreds, huh? Prefer that. Ready? Go after them then. Literally, your job to rest your DV. Isn't it? Is it? So my job at this precise moment to keep my eyes on you in your investigation. Okay? You're a T Corp employee. Corp suddenly stop having problems, just they're gone. This place suddenly transformed into some kind of humanitarian paradise. Not to mention that as long as their leaders are free, they'll be back before you know it. What did I say? Uh, let's see. Oh, all of them? Yep. Kill them all. You kill them all. That only opens up room for a worse syndicate to take their place. That happens. That collector friend from earlier might end up suffering from something much, much worse than having to stop and search random passerby. Not to mention that I'll be getting muscle cramps from all the running. You're level 5. You wouldn't even be doing anything. It's Guys, isn't your friend one of them? Weird. I thought you wouldn't want me to arrest him. So Rodeo would be a bit happier to be reunited with you or Divier. As it looks like the trail's gone cold, let's go back to the stop and search lady and ask if she noticed anything suspicious since we left. Fine. E-Corp employee we met earlier was still standing completely inert, moving a muscle. For a woman, can't believe she's still on duty at such a late hour. Such is the life of a labor. No, they got her. Can't even hear her breathing. That's the Time Ripper's MO. Time Ripper got to her that fast. She's in a state of absolute stillness. Fucking Rio shoe. Death-strike state. Death-like state achieved without a thimble of blood on their hands. What? Misophobic? Mesophobic art? Though she may be in a state of stasis to those of us watching from the outside, for her, this must be as brief as blinking. What do you think the culprit's trying to do with all the time? Guys, this is a crime scene. Let's try not to touch the body. I mean the victim. There must be some sort of spatial temporal displacement superposition phenomenon going on here. He is entirely incorporeal. Oh, you can't even touch her now. Is this seriously the time to... Rhodia, there, up ahead. I wonder who the Ripper is. Whipped around, noticing the now familiar sensation of distortion, caught a brief glimpse of a suspicious figure slowly slipping to the floor. You stop. Think you can catch up? I'm not your hunting dog, for sure. I'll entertain you. Just this one. He's pretty fast. Ryushu sure moves fast when she finds something interesting. It's been a while since I've seen people like you. One who sprint towards it with their eyes fixed on the horizon. Everyone only ever looks down, their neck bent and gazes locked upon to the ground, watching their own feet take their halting steps. I suppose they only ever look up to check the time on the clock towers. But there must have been a time when everyone walked tall. I think I know why that is. It's because they all learned helplessness. Because they realized that even if they ran till their lungs burst, nothing will change. That it doesn't matter. Yeah. Not everyone can run like Mersal. Learning to maintain stable breathing rhythm is not easy. That's not what I'm talking about. Take a closer look at her face. Remember, it's the same face she was making earlier when she shouted, "It's a stop and search." Yeah. Maybe she saw someone suspicious, approached them for a stop and search. Got ambushed. We should ask her when she recovers. But we don't know when she'll recover. Sometime later. Catch. You actually caught one of them. Holy shit. Doesn't he kind of look a bit different from the mysterious person that got away? He's clearly wearing something different. Besides, he's one of the Euridiviae we ran into, where he ran into. Both are just husks that can be cast off at any moment. He started running as soon as our eyes meet. Rise and shy. I mind the suspicious one. Anyone run if someone like you started sprinting after them. That big sword in your hands. Whoa, interrogation. First, no dismembering. Hmm. Oh, he's already talking. This is the Eurodivier's turf. You'll soon regret dragging me down here. Prepared the secret weapon just for this occasion. Watch out. But nothing happened. What was that? One of the 5 greatest inventions of the Eurodivier T Corp branch. A portable, adjustable frequency, periodical lightning apparatus attachment sound wave generator. Holy shit. This will call every single Eurodivier in its range to this exact location. There, see what I mean? You see the problem prevalent amongst inventors? They never know when to stop when it comes to naming their inventions. Yeah, that's important. You'll pay dearly for smacking me in the back of my noggin. Term usages are so weird. Uh, they doing damage? Okay. You don't feel like they're doing damage. $77. Okay, he's doing damage. Okay. Uh, oh shit. 148. Okay. God, that animation is so cool. Yeah. The counter? She can only do counter. She can't defend this turn? Hmm. Alright. Oh god, there's more of them. I wish I had Otis's SU ID. I think this round would have gone so much quicker. Hmm. Oh, that looks good. Let's see Rodion. Oh, she's getting beat up. Oh no, she's fine. They need to zoom out the camera a bit more. Jesus, I can't see shit. Uh, just kill. Oh, defense level down. Okay. 98. 46. Fuck. All right. Wish they let me change the team. After matching various pieces of information we found from defeated Eurydivier members together, we managed to track them down to a rundown building that appeared to be their hideout. You finally managed to track us down, haven't you? Filthy watch chains of T-Corp. And you clock. Is that really the worst thing you can think of? You clock, he says. It's only elementary because I am an ace detective. Clever. Rhodia exclaimed triumphantly as she flicked her hair back. I sensed the smallest hint of uncertainty in her voice. We're all ace detectives. I'll admit, we shouldn't have let you track us down, but you don't look too strong. It is foolish move to fight a lion in his den. I hope you've prepared yourselves. Oh, we're prepared. Don't you worry about our butts. We've got a class 5 with us, you know. I can deduce a few things about you. 1. That man's outfit. That aloof look on his face. I see. It's likely that you're not lying that he is a class 5 staff member. 2. You're absolutely shameless for bringing a class 5 watch chain to a rundown hideout like this. What does that have to do with anything with shame? Why does this have anything to do with shame? I don't know about shame, but this place sure is run down. Right? How about this? I'll sit this one out for the sake of fairness. It'll be like cheating if I were to take part in this fight, right? That is a fair proposal. Fine. I accept your offer. What do you mean you accept? Do we not get to say any of this? Nope. Doesn't matter. You're all dead. I got level 45s and OPIDs. You can't win. I'm that good. Why do people say she does a lot of damage when all she does is... Oh wait, I gotta defend. I forgot. Fuck. Does it show she's defending? It does. Okay. Oh no, wait, no. It's guarding. She's not guarding. Probably should have chose that, huh? Wait, is she causing rupture? Oh no, wait, that's Honglu. Okay, never mind. He is so badass. Holy shit. Okay, hold on. Do this. Yep. I just don't like this color. I think Dragonkin is more for like half human. Dragon or a lizard that kind of look. Oh, do I still need to defend? I shouldn't have to, right? You just go all out. Yeah. Why does she have stars around her? Oh, here comes the counterattack. Rodeo smacks. She stabs. She dabs some more. And that's it. That's disappointing. Honglu, though. He's smacking that ass. And whipping it. And Ryoshu joins the fray. He whips out her blood stick. And staggers. And tremors. And that was it. Okay. Disappointing, but okay. Let's go, Lord Honglu. Show him how it's done. I don't like this coin flip shit. That shit takes too long. He hasn't killed anyone yet. Oh, he did kill them. Okay, never mind. All right. The Divier mystery. Okay. Clear within 10 turns. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's see. She should defend twice. Okay. Wait, let me see. Okay. Do I not have control over those? Oh, I do. Okay. Offset, power guard, offset, power guard. I don't know what that means, but okay. Yeah. Struggling, pose, unoppose. All right. Power guard, unopposed, favored. Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh. Oh, that's defense. Okay. Okay. Now I can attack. Dominating, unopposed, dominating. Let's go. This guy just never loses clashes. Oh shit. Oh wow. Okay. That's why she had to defend twice. I can't even see the damage she's doing. 22. Okay. It's not a lot, but they're all staggered. 35. Wow. Wait, what the fuck? Alright. Why is it still doing coin flip? The other guy is staggered. Jesus, fuck. All contempt. Kinda wish I had her ego. Maybe she'll do more damage. She's not doing a lot of damage. Not like her. Wait, does she lose insanity? Is that bad? I have no idea. Mm. Bleed and tremor, okay. Do I get her sanity back? Whatever. Jesus. 3556. Damage numbers are really small. We quickly moved our conversation to the hideout after defeating the Eurodivier members. Surrender and confess. Starting to run low on patience. Might kill you soon. No. Looks like Ryushu getting tired of playing detectives. We surrendered already. Not sure what you want us to confess either. What? You rather you like for us to confess that we're the Eurodivier or something? We hesitated, unsure if he really was clueless or not. That's when Rhodia confidently strode forward and pointed an accusatory finger at the Eurodivier captain. Question time. You've always hated this Nest Days affair, am I right? Must you really ask? You like inventing stuff and not registering them to the tech agency, don't you? Again, must you really inquire about something you could discern simply by looking around? Ooh, mind if I take a gander at these inventions? Don't just go around touching. This hedgehog toy is a time bomb disguised as a stuffy. It scans the pawn as soon as it enters within a certain proximity range. And if it doesn't recognize the pawn as an authorized individual, it'll shoot out its spines to penetrate the intruder. But you screwed parts tightly down here. You'll do well to remember that mechanical engineering isn't all about tightening the screws as hard as you can. Sometimes you need a slightly loose screw or two to make things fit better. And another thing, if I were you, I would have made the spine hose hexagon, not circular. Oh, circles has better grooving. You could tell all that from a quick look. You're certainly no common employee. Either way, most of those are experiments, incomplete products. In truth, you like making more dangerous, destructive inventions too, right? You really are a persistent one, aren't you? What are you getting at? And I'm sure these violent inventions eventually led to something that can completely rip someone's time away. Wait, what? The culprit behind the case of time-killing time. It's you guys, right? It's what you do, isn't it? You see something that rubs you the wrong way, so you go ahead and smash it to bits. That's a bit of a logical leap, isn't it? What do you think we are? Oh wait, what do you think we Eurodivier are? Sounds like this pal of yours in the Eurodivier really messed up big time in the past, hmm? Did he do something drastically violent? No, Sonia. He always knew how to say the right things. Things to get people to agree with him. He convinced them to join his cause. His words filled me with this confidence that we could really change the world. That it really was as effortless as letting candy slowly melt away in my mouth. But what could he possibly do to change the world? He doesn't even do anything. Not like these guys. I bet the T Corp, Eredivisie are nothing more than knockoffs who just found themselves inspired by a story made out of J Corp. Or it's absolutely baffling how you fail to correctly deduce a single thing. No, we're not knockoffs. Besides, the Saint has already brought many changes to this world. Changes that you mere detectives can't even dream of. Saint? Saint Sonia was the one who really sparked the fire of the Eredivisie in every nest. Well, that isn't the only reason they call him Saint. That's besides the point. Alright. Eredivisie in every nest? Sonia did that? Why is Sonia a guy's name? Since you claim to be Saint Sonia's friend, allow me to say in no certain terms. Your Eredivisie has nothing to do with your case. Huh. Are we supposed to take you at your word? First, we don't have this time-killing technology. We can steal time or time pieces, but it's practically impossible to kill time. Making something so absurd will surely catch tech agencies' attention. And that is the trouble that I am not willing to invite. Why? You've certainly been causing a ruckus here. Isn't that what the Eredivisie wants? Chaos? Please, don't compare us to the likes of Backstreet gangs. Though there are those among us who want that chaos, of course. One of our former members insisted that we must take the abundance of time in T Corp for ourselves and have our comrades divided equally among us. But such drastic actions would also hurt the have-nots, those who do not deserve such pain. We must adhere to the saint's teachings to truly tear out the throats of the rich. We must wait for the right moment. The right moment. Huh. There really was Sonia. So I've been wondering, are you really the saint's friend? Of course she is. He even invited her to join his journey. Why don't we leave for now? We can always come back here once we uncover more evidence. Dante says let's leave for now. Are we not arresting them? Didn't one of you give me a whole lecture about how it's my job to arrest them? Claudia ignored the assistant's question and turned around to leave the hideout, wearing dark expressions, something I had never seen from her before. The assistant shrugged, and we were about to leave the hideout as well. The Eredivisie captain stopped us. Why would you stop him? Then I can't leave. Oh wait, if you really are a friend of the saint, then I can't let you leave without giving you some advice. As the more experienced detective, I was able to establish a few things from this conversation, so allow me to share them with you. Why are you sharing that, you fucking idiot? You're the enemy. And this fucking tool. All right. You dabble in detective work from time to time as well, yes? Is this a common thing that you Eurodivier get up to? No. Only the Eurodivier branch in District 20 do. Anyway, if I were you, I would start by looking for a common thread that ties all victims together. Find out what they have in common. They're all rich. Why? The T Corp collection agency knows everything about time, where it comes from, where it goes, but not with this case. But if they know everything about comings and goings of time, why are you avoiding their eyes? Not all of us do. I can tell you more. However, just know that we have an ace up our sleeve that lets us continue our guerrilla activities in the nest. Anyways, does it not strike you as odd that for someone with such impressive technology that can quite literally rip away time without a trace, the killer seems unusually passive? This tells me that there's a condition they must first meet to use their power. Another possibility is that they have a certain creed or a belief system that they follow. But ideologically motivated culprits usually leave behind some more obvious evidence that points to their beliefs. I think that adds up nicely. Want to join our squad of ace detectives? Who the hell hired this bumbling team of amateur detectives wannabes? Never mind. Now would you kindly leave this place? Well, we now know where the Eurodivier are. We can always come back here if we ever need anything else. He treats it like a warehouse. Ah. Oh. Your Devia's swearing up and down they've got nothing to do with the case. And Time Ripper is still at large. What now, ace detectives? But we don't have any leads. The one we talked to just left the hideout, so why don't we follow him? You want to tail the Eurodivi? They left out an E. Well, looks like not arresting them may pay off after all. I think it's a fair suggestion. Waste of time. We should torture them one by one until someone breaks. Man, she's really violent. According to page 155, Lady Agatha's book, nice detective must always remain vigilant, not shy away from stakeouts. So we're gonna follow him. You're already on page 155. When does he get time to read? I've been reading it whenever I can. Yeah, apparently. The Eurodiviers. It's spelled different every time. The time theory won't change the world. Is that why you're letting them go? Because it doesn't matter? Not at all. It's the opposite. In fact, I want to see things change. Change? It is said that the Eurodivier started from a small group of nobodies. But they kept at it. Slowly but surely, spreading through the city. I hear that they've been causing some real trouble in some nests, but they find it difficult to get rid of them. Do you know what people have been saying here at T Corp? Running low on time, but burning full of frustration. Tom joined the Yuridivier. Unlike most people who accept injustice and move on, they don't. They refuse to turn a blind eye, confident and determined. They will one day bring real changes to the city. Only natural that I find them extremely fascinating. To witness to what end do their desperate desires and aspirations lead? Kind of sadistic. Nothing but impotent squirmings. Damn. I'm sorry, do any of you even give a damn about solving the case? This case has a certain destructive aesthetics to it. I like it. I'm following my family elders' words to see and experience as much of the world as I can before I return. Because their words better be followed. Sounds excruciatingly bothersome. So many things in this world presume that they deserve to call themselves families. So many things in this world presume. The fuck? I've never heard you talk like that, Ryoshu. What will you ever accomplish? Half-heartedness. Don't worry about it. Most people live on with that very half-heartedness. It's been eons since I really desire something with all my heart, you know. Wait, how long has he been? I'm not most people. Um, from the distance, loud, rapid footsteps broke through Rhodia's quiet whispers. I knew it. The culprit was a Euridivier. Yeah, they're here. Won't give them the slip this time. Let's go. Maybe you'll be able to catch them this time if you learn to breathe like Marisol, Ryoshu. Rhodia lets Rhodia came to a sudden stop and looked at me, staring at me from underneath the shadow cast over her eyes. Do you think it would have been any different if I followed Sonia back at the casino? Why do you ask? I mean, it's just watching Sonia's goal actually start to take shape while I stagnate, unchanging. Um, it's making me feel inadequate, odd, an odd impression. I mean, 12:30. All right, I'm gonna stop it here. Bye, YouTube.